Hello everyone! How is the weather today? Is it sunny or rainy? Today, we are starting a very exciting adventure called Unit D, Weather and Space. Look at our slide. There is a happy sun, some fluffy clouds, and little raindrops. Today, we are going to learn about how these things work together in our world. Now, let's look at this little guy right here. He is a tiny water droplet. And look, he has a backpack on. Why does he have a backpack? Because he is going on a big trip. This chapter is called The Trip Water Takes. Water doesn't just sit still in the ocean. It travels up into the sky and back down to the ground. Let's follow him on his adventure. Our first stop is the ocean. When the sun shines bright and feels warm on our skin, the water gets warm too. When water gets warm, it starts going up into the air. We call this evaporation. Let's say the word again. Evaporation. The water drops become so small that we can't see them anymore. And they fly up towards the sun just like they have invisible wings. What happens when all those tiny water drops get high up in the sky? It gets a little colder up there. The drops find their friends and huddle together to stay warm. When they huddle together, they form clouds. This part of the journey is called condensation. Let's say the word together. Condensation. Look at the happy clouds on the screen. They are made of millions of little water droplets that we can't see. Sometimes, when the clouds get too full and very heavy, they can't hold any more water. When this happens, the water drops must come back to Earth. If it's a warm day, the water falls as rain. If it's very, very cold, the water comes down as beautiful white snow. Which one do you like better? Jumping in a rain puddle or building a snowman? Either way, the water has finished its journey in the sky and comes back home to ground. Now, let's look at this big circle. This is the water cycle. Do you see how the arrows go round and round? First, the water goes high up into the sky, called evaporation. Then, the water forms clouds, called condensation. Last but not least, the water comes back down to the ground, called precipitation, like rain or snow. Then, the whole cycle goes all over again. This is just like a never-ending merry-go-round for water. The cycle keeps our plants growing and gives us water to drink every single day. Before we finish, let's practice saying the new water trip words with some very simple sentences. Water. I drink water. Evaporation. The sun causes evaporation. Clouds. I see white clouds. Condensation. Condensation causes the clouds to form. Rain. We need the rain. Snow. I like the beautiful snow. Cycle. The water cycle never ends. You've done a great job. Thank you for learning with me today. Remember to keep practicing saying and writing these words. Homework and answers are in the comments. See you next time!